glorify you, Jesus. Magnify you, Lord. You're worthy of the glory, Lord.
Kingdom of heaven is at hand. Last week we concluded with the fact that the main key to recognize of how to have righteous relationships is to realize that righteousness is for everybody, but not at the same pace. And this leads us into our next target, which is teaching someone what you know. Teaching someone what you know. And these are things that y'all know it's something good coming. Yeah. Y'all already know the procedure. Whenever distractions are trying to take place, that is exactly what is going on in those situations. Is it's trying to distract from what's about to come forth. And one of the things that we have to realize in this, during this part of the series, because we're still looking at the bow, we're still looking at relationships, and we're still actually focusing on these particular parts. Because teaching someone what you know is not as easy as it sounds. And that's what's so crucial about where we're at. And positioning yourself to know how to teach someone what you know is very important, because if you don't do this properly on the front end, it's going to cause you a headache on the back end. And this is very important to understand. If you'll look at John chapter 3, verse 10 and 11. John chapter 3, verse 10 and 11. You'll see that what's taking place in this moment is that Jesus is addressing a leader. And I know what goes through some of y'all's head a lot of time. Well, I ain't no leader. I don't have a position. Well, actually you do. And the whole key is understanding how to manage that particular position and realizing where you are a leader. Because you're actually more than likely a leader in more than one place, even though you may not feel like you're a leader at all. But I want you to focus on something here in John chapter 3, verse 10 and 11. It says, Jesus answered and said unto him, Art thou a master of Israel, and knowest not these things? What Jesus is addressing, and if you look at the passage in John 3, and you read it at your own leisurely time, if you look at that passage, you'll understand that Nicodemus came to Jesus at nighttime. He came to him at a time of darkness. He came to him at a time that he didn't want anybody else to see what he was doing. And there's some wisdom in that. There's some extreme wisdom in that, because Jesus was not condemning him for coming to him at night. and that's what's important. See, I'm going to give y'all a piece of information here. Your infancy and your intimacy needs to be private. Your infancy and your intimacy needs to be private. See, because the problem is, if you start making stuff too public too early?
Right now, yeah, right. Speak on it.
All of your flaws get seen as well.
Yes, sir.
You say, well, I'm just going to tell everybody what my flaws is anyway. Ain't nobody told you to do that. Not to everybody. That is for a specific design. It has a specified time, as well as, watch this, a specified people that you're supposed to be telling it to. Everybody don't need to know your struggles. I'm trying to show you something very important here. Because the reason that half the folks that don't listen to you, that you want to listen to you, the reason they don't listen to you is because they know more about your flaws than you do. Because you put your infancy out there and you put your intimacy out there. So they are now getting to see the results of what you were doing. So now they're watching you struggle. Instead of them being able to see your victory, they paying more attention to your struggle. Because that's what you told them about, and that's, watch this, that's what you glorify. That's what you glorify. Now watch, because the reason this is so important is because he says, art thou a master of Israel and knowest not these things? See, what he's addressing him about is he's addressing him about spiritual things. He's saying, you've gotten this position in the world, but why do you not understand this position spiritually? Well, why do you not understand what all takes place in these positions? You already in a relationship, you already married, you already got kids, you already in these positions. How come you don't understand the spiritual side of where you're at? Because there's a level that you're supposed to get to before you start sharing stuff.
Amen. Amen.
So that's why this is so crucial for you to understand. Because, again, our target is teaching someone what you know. Teaching someone what you know. Now watch verse 11. He says, verily, verily, I say unto thee, we speak that we do know. We speak what we know. Watch this. And testify that we have seen, and you receive not our witness. See, this is why this is so crucial. Because what he's saying is, we speak what we know. All right? And here's what you got to understand about that word know. That word know right there means to know absolutely for sure. It ain't talking about what you believe might be. It ain't talking about what you hope might be. It's talking about what you know for absolute, for sure. Now watch this. So if you haven't even finished out the process, you don't know for sure yet. You say, well, it's in the Word, I believe it. Okay. So why are you still struggling so much then? Why you still wavering so much? Because when it's something that you know, you don't waver.